Welcome to the Fit 15 podcast show, where you'll find health and fitness inspiration, motivation, and information shared in 15-minute episodes. Tune in while getting a move on to make leading and enjoying the benefits of a healthy lifestyle almost too easy. It's the Fit 15. And now your host, Catherine Basu.
Welcome to the Fit 15 podcast show. I'm your host, Catherine Basu, and if you are tuning in the day this episode is scheduled to go live, Wednesday, June 6th, 2018, it is Global Running Day. Woohoo! Okay, so if you are new here and you're not sure what Global Running Day is, let me tell you a little bit about that first. From the official Global Running Day website, Global Running Day is a worldwide celebration of running that encourages everyone to get moving. It doesn't matter how fast you run or how far you go. What's important is that you take part, and how you do it is up to you. Run a lap around your block, take your dog for a long walk, or call your friends for a pickup game in the park. The important thing is that you have fun being active and you inspire others to join you. So it's in that spirit that we have created a few fun things over at Fit Armadillo to help you celebrate Global Running Day. Not sure who Fit Armadillo is. Fit Armadillo is the sponsor of the Fit 15. It's my fitness company that honestly would not be here if it wasn't for running. Finding and falling in love with running in middle school is what took me from someone who hated gym class, definitely would not have ever dreamed of becoming a personal trainer, let alone a fitness company owner, through elementary school and middle school and really beyond, to becoming a personal trainer a little over a decade ago and then starting my own fitness company 5 years ago. So this is a long story made very short, but needless to say, running is very important to me. It's definitely changed my life, and I could go on and on about it, but the whole point of Global Running Day is to inspire others to get excited about running and to join us, and maybe I could inspire you a little bit. I don't know. I have convinced a few clients who thought they would never run to start running, and some even run very far, like half marathons, and considering or actually signing up for marathons. So maybe I'm a little inspirational, but I tend to think, especially after having my fans, clients, and friends and listeners of the podcast send in their inspirational stories and just thoughts about what running means to them and why it's been important in their lives, I've found that they have been super inspirational. I may or may not have had to record this a few times because I got a little too teary-eyed listening to or reading what they shared. So maybe I'm just a little bit of a sentimental runner. I don't know. I hope you'll enjoy this. I hope it'll inspire you. And yeah, I guess that's really it. I want to share their thoughts with you. Some of them have shared their thoughts as audio files, so you get to hear their thoughts in their own voices. And some have shared their thoughts in text that I will read to you. So sorry that you'll have to hear my voice a little bit more, but it's all good, right? And yeah, let's just go and dive right in. After I do share their insights, I think I want to end with their insights because I feel like that's a little bit more powerful. But I do encourage you to go over to the show notes and find out how you can participate in Global Running Day with us, even if you didn't share your thoughts officially on the podcast for this special Global Running Day episode. All right, so the question was, what does running mean to you, and or why do you love running? And actually, before I get to my first call-in answer for you, I did want to add a little twist to today's episode. If you usually join us and go for an out and back 15-minute walk, today's episode is probably going to be under 15 minutes, so you can walk with us now. You can keep that walk going, but I am not going to play the sound bite at the 7.5-minute mark where you would normally turn around. And I encourage you to walk a little bit, but then run for even a small amount of time while listening to today's episode, even if it's just 30 seconds. See how that feels, and maybe you can build on that here on out and after being inspired by my guests today. All right, so back to my first guest answering the question, what does running mean to you and why do you love running? Let's first head down under to Australia and hear what Eileen has to say about running. Here she is.
Running is one of my favourite things to do. It helps me clear my head when I'm stressed. It helps me to figure out what's going on in my life and where I'm at, because it gives me that clarity and that clear time with no one else demanding anything of me. It's something I'm very much looking forward to getting back into when I can. Running is awesome.
Bringing it back to the States, Christy shared that running gives her sanity and perspective. And Christy just ran her first marathon, so listeners, you have to help me get her on to share her first marathon experience if you are curious about that while it's still fresh in her head. So definitely help me encourage her to come on sooner than later once I post this. All right, I'm going to pass off the mic again, this time to Christine, who is over on the west coast of the US with me, just a little bit south. Here's what Christine has to say about running.
I didn't always love running. I did it because it was what I needed to do to be better at what I wanted to do. I started running for swimming in middle school. It's a very highly cardiovascular sport, so I knew I would need to run. Then in high school, I wanted to apply to the Naval Academy, and then I ran because I wanted to do well on the entry physical fitness test. Then whenever life got tough, I would run far enough and fast enough to get all the endorphins pumping and forget about everything except for how the wind and sun, sometimes the rain and snow felt on my face, the feel of pavement beneath my sneakers, and the air flowing in and out of my lungs. Now, even though I get evaluated on my running and physical fitness for work, I can truly say I run for fun. Work is stressful. We're constantly being evaluated against each other. Running is one of those things that I can do to block out everything and everyone else and run against just myself. I run for a lot of reasons, but the favorite reason is I truly do it for myself and my own well-being.
I don't know about those of you listening, but these are definitely getting me a little teary-eyed and emotional, even though I've listened to them a few times. But I will do my best at reading 3 more write-in comments for you on running, and then I will pass the mic off one final time to a lovely runner who will share her thoughts and thoughts of 2 other runners who wrote in. So first, I want to share something from Courtney, who is the Youngstown Marathon race director and founder. That marathon just happened this past weekend, so I didn't get her to do a call-in, but you can definitely go back and listen to Courtney's episode. She did it on the podcast, and here's what Courtney had to say about running. Courtney says, I never ran until age 27, and now the running industry is my career. It's changed my life in ways I didn't think were possible. And also over in the Midwest, we have Krista Couch from Illinois saying, on this Global Running Day, why do I run? A few off the top of my head. It's an excuse to get me out in the fresh air for at least an hour. I run and or walk 6 miles a day. It's a good something to do with friends and family. It's a great way to challenge yourself. I've done marathons and half marathons, sometimes on back-to-back days, and I've got my mind into doing an ultra marathon at some point. At present, I'm participating in a 2018 miles in 2018 challenge. I just hit 1,000 miles for the year. You can inspire others. My oldest daughter just joined a running club. My son is doing his 3rd half marathon with me in October, and my youngest daughter just finished track for the year and is preparing to start cross country in the fall. Absolutely love what Krista shared. I got into running through my dad, so parents definitely can relate to having running be a big influence if you're doing it on your kid's desire to maybe start a routine. So maybe you don't want to do it for yourself just yet, but maybe it will inspire your kids. Which brings me to my 3rd write-in comment that I want to read for you from Tiffany. Tiffany says, running literally saved my life. 6 years ago, my son, then at age 6, wanted to run. We were stuck in a hotel and he was bored. I never went with the family when they did exercise stuff, but his sweet, innocent face begged me to please be a part of the family, so I gave in. This began my weight loss journey, and I haven't looked back. Before I lost my weight, I had high blood pressure, tachycardia, heart disease, horrific asthma, diabetes, and swollen feet and ankles from retaining too much water. 120 pounds lighter, and I suffer from 0 of these conditions except minor asthma. I take my inhaler, though, and it works great, and I no longer need a breathing machine to get upstairs like before. Seriously, it's been life-changing for me. Thank you for sharing that, Tiffany. You're amazing. And I'm realizing, listeners, that I forgot that I have one more fun one to share before we get serious again. And this one is from Tracy, who shared, I run to the wine cabinet. ... Hashtag true story. Not a runner, just adding some humor, but maybe I should start. Listeners, runners, help me encourage Tracy to get started. Tracy lives along my long running route here in California, so I'm all for actually physically helping her be part of the running journey. If you guys want to help me cheer her on a little bit and egg her on a little bit to get running. So that's Tracy, and then we'll end it with Meredith, who is going to share her insights on running and some of the insights from 2 other runners who wrote in, because I'm losing my voice a little bit here. So here is Meredith to wrap things up, and don't forget, after she does, you'll hear the little outro still, but head on over to the show notes to find out how you can participate in Global Running Day with us. All right, back to Meredith.
This is Meredith Rice. Running is success. Running is failure. Running is finding success in your failure. Running is therapy. Running is strength. Running is freedom. Running is a community. Running is having alone time and time to run with a few hundred friends in a race. That one was courtesy of Kathleen Molsky. Running is challenging yourself and your limit. Running knows no limit. Running is celebrating every little victory. Running in itself is a victory. Running can change the world and you and how you view the world. According to William Turley, running is everything.
Thanks for listening to the Fit 15. For show notes and more, visit fitarmadillo.com/podcast. See you next time.